Hello, I'm gonna do this beat. I'm gonna do it slow for you to let you practice it.
So the last video we had was the double stroke roll on the pillow, which made you work twice as hard in half the amount of time. And how do you take that to the drum? Well, you're going to have to learn how to cooperate, not fight against, but cooperate with the bounce of the drum. But before we do that, I want to show you the different versions of the match grip. There's three of them. First is the German. Sticks are at a 45, thumbs off to the side of the stick. And the only problem I have with this is you only have a certain amount of extension of the sticks. I actually used this grip in a Wagner piece that I did for the Philharmonic on snare, so I don't shoot it down as being something that you shouldn't learn. The next one is the French grip, where the thumbs are on top of the stick. This is also called the timpani grip, and again, the only problem I have with that grip is you only have a certain amount of motion that you can work with. Now, the American grip is the combination of the two. The thumbs aren't off to the side or on top, it's actually off to an angle. And the cool thing about that is now I have a lot of extension. So when I'm doing my double stroke roll, it's allowing me to give the most maximum movement for my wrist and fingers. So Eric posted a question online whether or not if he should use the French grip, because that's what he uses. I use the French, the German, and the American. All of them I even use traditional. What I'll do though for you, Eric, is at the end of this video, towards the end, I'll show you like some different things I might use the French grip for on the drum set, or I might use the American grip. So stay tuned to the end of the video. Once you got the double stroke roll pretty well on the pillow, then you can go ahead and take it to the drum and learn how to cooperate, not fight against, but cooperate with the bounce of the drum. You don't have to be super fast on the pillow, but just enough endurance so that way we can start working those finger muscles as we're doing the double stroke roll. So what we're doing here is that, and you've seen this before, you can look it up on many different videos out there of how they incorporate the bounce of the drum, but when you're hitting the drum, you have an opposite but equal reaction, opening up the back three fingers naturally, and on the second stroke you come back down. Now as I do the double stroke roll, open, closed, open, slow, fast, slow, you're going to see that there's a fine line between me stroking the drum and me bouncing on the drum, or using the bounce. See how my fingers are doing the same motion as what I would do on the pillow? Except now I'm allowing the bounce of the drum to do most of the work for me. So the fingers really play a key part when you're trying to gain speed. When you apply the double stroke roll in the drum set, you have to accommodate to the different surfaces that you're playing on. For instance, your snare drum might have the most response or rebound, and your floor tom will have the least. Cymbals included. Cymbals might even have the most response. I would think so. But the point is that you want to accommodate to those different surfaces. Now, if you've already been doing the double stroke roll on the pillow, you've already got that muscle endurance and that strength and speed to be able to play the double stroke roll on the floor tom. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and just play a double stroke roll on the various drums here, and even including cymbals, and you'll kind of see what this could sound like. And then after that, we'll go ahead and do some application. What can you use it for? So. So you can use the double stroke roll in various things. like in your drum grooves. You could, if you're doing a hi-hat, add some drags. Double stroke roll doesn't have to be an actual roll. You can actually use the drags from that, etc. Cymbals, split it up between the hi-hat. So I like to play around with a couple of ostinatos that I'll leave you with. They're very popular. The first one is the hi-hat and bass drum on the left foot doing 8th notes, and my right foot's doing triplet 16th notes. And on top of that, I'll be playing triplets and adding drags and rolls wherever I want. It's kind of fun once you get the hang of it. Another popular ostinato that I like to do is that of a bossa or a samba between the bass drum and the hi-hat, and it sounds like this. And while I do that, I'll play 16 notes and then add in drags or rolls wherever I'd like, so you can see what that's going to sound like. You get the idea. So you probably won't be able to actually play any of this stuff in live scenarios with groups that you're in, but at least it gives you kind of an idea of what it's going to feel like to add in drags or rolls with some fun things like an ostinato or a drum groove. First things first is to groove, and so don't overplay. I had a question asked by an Eric online. Now, as far as how I use the different versions of Match Grip on the drum set, if I'm just doing a groove and I'm just riding on the ride cymbal, I might use more of a French grip, especially when I play like jazz. Again, that stick pivots from my index finger and thumb. And that's the French grip. Now if I'm playing a heavy groove or something, then I might dig in a little bit more on the ride, and I'll play more of an American grip to where I'm able to play with the bell and use some accents and stuff. So hopefully that kind of clears things up as when to use the French or when to use the American grip or even the German grip. I remember playing a certain orchestral piece by Richard Wagner, and I had to play it German just for the different sound that it produced. Anyway, thanks for the question, and keep swinging those sticks.